Hello and welcome everybody to another Powered Cube Draft. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Platinum 3. We had a nice 7-0 run with a Rakdos aggro deck, which is not something I draft all the time. But you know, what we did previously wasn't working. Maybe we'll do a little more aggro, but you know what? I'm still kind of in the full-on exploratory phase and just going to try and see what this updated cube has to offer. Now, before we hop in, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes of Ninja Turtles, or let's say you wanted to pre-order some boxes of Strixhaven, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, head on over to HeavyPlay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. They are your one-stop shop for top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and much, much more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. They're also at basically every Magic the Gathering convention. Swing by their booth, tell them Paul sent you for 10% off in person as well. Lotus? Sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot, you know what I mean? But I'm happy with the Mana Crypt. What else do we have here? What's Michelangelo the Heart? What's like an aggressive green creature? Lots of decent cards here. Gristlebrand for all your Reanimator enjoyers. We got some lands. We have a Stock Up, a Gut, and a Library. And then Teferi for your control lovers, and a Robber of the Rich, I guess, for some aggro players. So lots of decent stuff. I mean, if I wasn't taking the Mana Crypt, I would probably consider Library, Gut, Stock Up, and probably one of those three cards. Probably Gut, just being proactive, I feel like seems better, but let's go ahead and take the Mana Crypt here. Very, very easy pick for us. Now, when I draft Mana Crypt, I want to be a little bit more on the aggressive side, I think, just because, I mean, you can also be combo, but what I mean is if you put this in a full-on control deck, obviously, if you can't close your opponents out quickly enough, you're just going to lose the game because of all the coin flips. Moving on to pack 1, pick 2. So now I am looking at that Ocelot Pride here. Ocelot Pride is, of course, fantastic. Dark Confidant is fine, but it's really between kind of Ocelot Pride and Mana Leak, most likely, out of the options in this pack. And given what I mentioned before, and given the fact that we're about 4 drafts in and haven't tried a white aggressive deck yet, and Ocelot Pride is one of the best aggressive creatures in any type of white aggressive strategy, I think I'm going to take it here and see what's available. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 3. We have a couple of options. This one's a much, much weaker pack. We have Ademi of the Silk Chutes, Leyline Binding, Nia, Skysail Storyteller, and Starting Town as options here. Why are my cards here so dark? You see this? I updated my sleeves, but I wonder if that's why. I think I'm just going to take Starting Town here just as the most flexible land. Ademi and Nia are both fine, but I just think Ademi feels like a replacement level aggressive creature, and having really good mana in any type of aggressive white strategy is going to be something I'm interested in. So let's take the Starting Town here. Really great pack here as well. It does feel like the white aggressive decks is where I want to be. There is Ophelia, which is a premium 2-mana creature. But there's also Screaming Nemesis, which is fantastic, along with Seer Slicer Goblin, which is a new addition. I haven't tried this one yet, but I have had somebody play it against me, and it was pretty good. But yes, it's an easy Ophelia here for us. Oh my gosh, a 5th pick Parallax Wave. All right, well, the hits keep on coming. We are going to take that, of course. We can flicker the Parallax Wave with Ophelia if it's going to run out. There's a Mox Diamond, which is another card that I like in the white aggressive strategies, but of course, Parallax Wave is literally one of the best cards in the entire cube, full stop. All right, pack 1, pick 6. This one is a bit of a weaker pack for us. There is a Clarion Conqueror and a Savai Triome. There's a Blood Crypt here as well. You know, I'm going to try the Clarion Conqueror. This is kind of an annoying card, right? It's really good against the green decks and the artifact decks, and doesn't really... Oh, wait, I do have a Mana Crypt. I take that back. I changed my mind. I'm going to take the Savai Triome then. Like, if my mana ends up not being perfect, then I think I would like the Triome here if I do end up in some kind of Boros deck. It's not clear that I need to be exactly Boros. All I know is I want to be white. Here, there's Giver of Runes, Showdown of the Skalds, and Sacred Foundry. I'm going to take Giver of Runes. I do have the Starting Town and the Savai Triome already, and it's just another good one-drop. And especially when I have a card like Ocelot Pride that I do want to be able to protect in the late game, I think picking up the Giver of Runes here makes a lot of sense. All right, pack 1, pick 8. Lots of good aggressive stuff here still. We do have Mana Confluence, which is, of course, another way to make our mana very good. But Ranger Captain of Eos looks pretty good so far. I have a Giver of Runes and an Ocelot Pride, and it's something that I can flicker off of the Felia. Yeah, let's go with Ranger. You know what? I mean, it's possible that I could just end up in mono white, by the way. Or very, very heavy white with a light touch of red. We'll take Robber of the Rich here. Here, I'm going to take Batterskull in case I end up getting a Stoneforge Mystic. So let's go ahead and take that. Moving on to pack 1, pick 11. There's a Stoke the Flames and an Eagles of the North. I don't think I'm ever going to want Eagles of the North. You really don't want to spend a mana to go get a land. So let's just take the Stoke the Flames here in case we end up in Boros. And given the fact that we only have 5 playables here, we probably will end up playing Boros. Here, there's a Cauldron Complete. So now, again, if we do pick up Stoneforge Mystic, we're very, very happy. And yeah, we did miss out on Mana Confluence and another land, a Sacred Foundry, which would be very, very good. But if we took those lands, we would be kind of light on playables, right? Just given the fact that I can't play these artifacts on the right and there's a Stoke the Flame. So, you know, there is that interesting balance when you do draft these types of decks. And there's 100% another Boros drafter, I feel. All right. Pack 2, pick 1. Well, there's the One Ring. I think I'm just going to take this. It's just a good card in any deck. And I do have a Mana Crypt to get it out early. And there's also just no great red or white cards to take. So let's go ahead and take the One Ring. I was a little bit, not having that Showdown of the Skalds is a little bit sad because I do like that as a card advantage engine in the late game. And the One Ring, of course, does a fantastic job of that as well. Here we have Seer versus Oust. And I'm going to take Oust. Just far, far more efficient. Also, again, I mean, there is a slight chance that we end up in nearly a mono white deck. I'm not sure that white's open enough to warrant that, but we'll see. This pack is interesting. There's a Winds of Abandon and a Thraben Inspector. I'm taking Arid Mesa, though. Like, I still think it's more likely that we end up in Boros than just mono white. It's just in terms of sheer number of playables. So as much as I love Thraben Inspector and I really like it, I think Arid Mesa is the pick here. All right, pack 2, pick 4. What do we have? There is a Lightning Helix. Ooh, I want to try this card. This just seems like a really good card. I mean, I know it costs 3 mana, but if you are curving out and you just play this on 3, I mean, it's like Luminarch Aspirant. I mean, I think Agent Bishop is nice. And when I'm Boros, like, sure, you do want some number of interaction, and Lightning Helix is good, but I already have 2, and I feel like I'll be able to... I don't think it'll be too difficult to pick up more Boros interaction. Here, I do like Elspeth. I think this is an excellent top-end win condition, and Kythian I'm just not as big a fan of. So I think this is a pretty easy Elspeth Stormslayer to play at the top end of my mana curve. All right, pack 2, pick 6. There's a Get Lost, but there's also Tersa Lightshatter, Figure of Destiny, and Elegant Parlor. I think I want the Figure of Destiny here. Elegant Parlor is also quite nice, but... Actually, the Elegant Parlor. Let's go with the Elegant Parlor. I really don't want to play the Savai Triome. And this is just so, like, it's way, way better than the Triome, just because being able to fetch for a Surveil effect is quite strong in the late game, and this is making our mana, this is going to make our mana significantly better. Figure of Destiny would, of course, be a nice addition here to have another good 1-mana play to search out with the Ranger Captain of Eos. But honestly, I mean, 2 1-drops is basically all you need for the Ranger Captain. But noting that, I do think it's kind of close. Here I'll take Unexpectedly Absent. I do like this card a fair amount as good, cheap interaction. I like it more so than Stoke the Flames. The thing that's putting me off about the Stoke the Flames is the fact that it's a double red spell, and I think we're going to be leaning into an extremely white heavy mana base with a couple of red cards. So, you know, if I'm going to play a double red card, I want it to be like a Nova Hellkite where, you know, I can get in play early for 1 red and then, you know, it costs 5 mana. So by then I should be able to find my second red source. Here we have, I'm going to take Goblin Bombardment. This is, if you have ways to make a bunch of tokens, it's just a fine card to play. But of course, if I can pick up in a Johnny, it becomes fantastic. I think it's a card that you actually, you're just supposed to play in your decks, in your Boros decks though. I mean, I do already have an Ocelot Pride. Here, there is a Legend of Yang Chen and a Magmatic Hellkite. There's a red, white, green land. I guess I'll just take one of these. I guess I'll take the Hellkite. I really don't want to play that one. Yeah, all right. We'll note that right now, like, Boros is being contested here. So, you know, I can't make... there are picks later on where I can't be as greedy here because... like, I'm just not going to get everything. Ooh, Thraben Inspector. Take that, though. Never mind. I take it back. I'm a big dum-dum. I'm going to take a Lightning Helix over Overlord of the Mistmoors here. Just good interaction, and there's a kid. Never mind. Well, okay, never mind. Wow. Do I feel like a buffoon? Because I literally just tabled like 4 cards in a row. Well, I'm glad I took some of these lands. Because right now, we now have more than enough playable cards. And of course, because of that, we open a pack with absolutely nothing for us. Like, literally nothing. There's the red and white cards in this pack are Lightened Tutor and Faithless Looting. I guess I'll take a Reckoner Bankbuster. Actually, I think it's more likely that I play Enlightened Tutor because I have Parallax Wave and the One Ring. But this is I would only play this if I literally just had no playable cards in my deck. Moving on to Pack 3, Pick 2. Pretty easy, Karakas. This card is obscenely strong. There's just lots of legends that exist in this format. Flooded Strand, of course, also very nice with Elegant Parlor. But I think the Karakas is, in fact, better here. I can also use it to save my legends, too, if I need. Pack 3, Pick 3. We have the choice between Multiversal Passage, Corey Steelcutter, and Inti. There's also Sarah Paragon, but I think I want one of the 2-drops. I think I'm going to take the Inti here. Late Thoughtseize as well. Is Corey Steelcutter better? I'm not sure. I think it's close. Let's go with the Inti. All right, Pack 3, Pick 4. Okay, I mean, the Boros cards keep coming. There's 2 fetch lands. There's a Generous Plunderer and a Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning looks interesting here. 5. Yeah, let's just take Chain Lightning. It's just far, far too efficient. I cannot believe we got a Pack 3, Pick 5 Ajani, by the way. There's also a Sunbillow Verge and a Smuggler's Copter. This pack is insane. There's a Flash as well, but we are, of course, slamming the Ajani here. And this is looking excellent. Pack 3, Pick 6. Is that an Umizawa's Jite? Jite is fine. It's like Jite, Mind Collapse, and Lauren of the Third Path. I think I have enough interact. I'm going to take Lauren because I'm actually a little bit low on creatures. And so if I somehow end up in a deck with a deck that doesn't have enough, I'll consider it. Sunblessed Healer. Ooh. Is this card good? Kellen, I like it less because it's red. You know, let's try it. Let's try the Sunblessed Healer. I have plenty of things to get back with it, which is nice. Here, there's an Esper Sentinel. Keep the curve low. Burst Lightning. I think I have 7 spells is just fine here. Let's go ahead and take Esper Sentinel. I do like Burst Lightning, but let's just take the 1-drop here. Nothing in this pack. Let's just hate draft the Stern Scolding, I guess. Hate draft the Ren in 6. There is a Sarah Paragon, which I don't mind as a top-end threat. 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is my deck. Oh, wow, we have more cards. Generous Plunderer or Detective's Phoenix. I will say, Detective's Phoenix is a card that I've been very impressed with in these decks, so I'm going to play it here over the Plunderer, I think. Oh my gosh, Smuggler's Copter, pick 13. What is happening? All right, well, we're gonna make some. We're gonna have to make a couple of difficult cuts here. I didn't think it would come to this, but all right. We'll note that our mana is not great. 3, 4, 5. Oh, last pick Kellen. Okay. Okay. Sure. Well, the Ranger Captain of Eos looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look at our mana situation. 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources. I almost want 11. I think I do. Especially with Ranger Captain of Eos, Parallax Wave, Sarah Paragon, etc. So let's do that. Oh, there's a mana crypt here too. 7, 8, 13, 14. Okay, so that's 17 mana sources. This gives us 8 red and 11 white. Okay. So for that reason, I think I can pretty easily cut the Kellen there, as I have less red sources. I do like the haste creatures, or I do like the red 2-drops. Let's take a look at our spells. I like all of these. 4, 5, 6. Okay. I like all my spells. And I do like Elspeth at the top end. I can cut the Nova Hellkite, as it's double red. I mean, I have almost no red cards. I just realized this. We actually, I don't know at what point there was a world where I can just like play nearly mono white, but we're almost there. But I don't think we're quite there, right? Because this is what, 3, 4, 5. We still have 6 red cards, and even if we cut 2, we would still have to play 4 of them. But we can just choose to... Like, I like all the interaction. All right, let's just cut Sunblessed Healer. And probably just Lauren. All right. Yeah, that looks fine. I kind of like all the cheap aggressive white creatures. These red creatures seem superior. Our creature count's still pretty good. It's at 14 plus Elspeth and then Smuggler's Copter. Plenty of card draw. Not plenty of card draw, but we have the Copter and the 1 ring. And I like all my interaction. I can choose to play like something over maybe Unexpectedly Absent if I wanted another creature in my deck. All right, I think I'm okay with this. I feel like this is like, I might want like one more creature in here, but let's just run it and see what happens. All right, now before round 1 starts, I did want to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to join a wonderful group of folks also looking to up their limited game. I post monthly videos. I do monthly streams. If you want to take your game to the next level, check it out. All right, on the play here. 3 Plains, a Mountain, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop. We are absolutely keeping. Opponent on some kind of Lutri control deck, maybe. We did draw Giver of Runes, but a little bit tardy to the party because, of course, we're just going to run out the Robber of the Rich here. It would be funny if they kept like a Mox on top. Consult the star charts. What if I hit a Mox? Nope, just an island. Okay. Nice little blue-red deck here. A Braid on the Robber of the Rich. And then I can Ranger Captain of Eos. I just don't know for what. I got a lot of good options. Look at this. I have a lot of good options. I mean, Ocelot Pride is pretty good. Figure of Destiny is also pretty good because I have so much mana. Thraben Inspector is nice just because it cycles. And they are seemingly some kind of a control deck. I mean, I guess I don't really have any other way to gain life. Let's just take Figure of Destiny here, as that just gives us a really good mana sink in case we get flooded. Honestly, you can make the case for like 3 different options there out of this. You could even say Esper Sentinel, right? Because they're like a blue-red deck and it taxes their mana. All right, that's a library. And they are getting Lutri into play. Okay. Let's play Kythian. Giver of Runes, Figure of Destiny. Pump this up. All right. Look, we have to put enough pressure where if they want to play the library game, then we're gonna punish them, right? And just make them take a ton of damage. So this is kind of the... And I don't want to sacrifice the Ranger Captain of Eos to like make them not play some kind of a red sweeper if they have one. If they have it, they have it, is kind of my... Because this is an important amount of pressure that I'm putting on the board here. Looks like they have a removal spell here, choosing between Kythian or Figure of Destiny. Figure of Destiny is like the more annoying one. Mind Collapse, okay. Oh, with Lutri, sure. Okay, that's fair. It's very good, actually. Alright, Giver of Runes. Wait, how did they... Oh, sure. Okay. We have 4 in the yard, so I can't bestow. Am I interested in trading Ranger Captain of Eos with the Lutri? They have 6 cards in hand. I don't think so. Let's just hit them for 4. I would like to bestow this if possible. And so if they do kill my Figure of Destiny now, then I can obviously bestow onto the Ranger Captain of Eos. Because no, I can't. Never mind. All right, well, we'll see what they have. Flame Slash. Yep. I mean, they are making very good use of their library. And this is exactly how you want to build a library deck. You know what I mean? 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and now we are out of gas, unfortunately. The Figure of Destiny was kind of our lone mana sink. All right, drawing a card off the library here. Yeah, I mean, this is just an excellent build of blue-red. A kind of built to prey upon the aggressive red-white decks, honestly. And with them having that many cards in hand, it's going to be really, really tough. Okay. I could oust that thing. I don't know if I love that. I should probably keep some number of lands in my hand because I have Smuggler's Copter. Like 6 feels like more than enough to have in play here. That is a 1 Shitong. Okay, it's a 3/3. Sure. Alright, and they still have 7 cards in hand? Yeah. I mean, just an excellent display of what to do with a blue-red library deck. Just an awesome deck, Mr. Hyde. Talisman of Creativity, okay. I mean, now we're kind of at the point where they're probably like, maybe I just don't need the library. Although, given what I've seen, I think they're going to try to keep the library up. Unexpectedly absent. 3, 4, 5, 6. Memory lapse, okay. Alright, I think we've seen enough here. They're just up too many cards. And the Detective's Phoenix is on top. Alright, good beats! Look, there is just nothing I can say there. They beat me fair and square. Alrighty, opponent on the play here, and, I mean, we have a good hand. We do have the tap land, which of course is not ideal, but we do have Esper Sentinel and Ocelot Pride. They did lead things off with a Saz's Chocobo, though, which makes the Ocelot Pride less good. I think for that reason, I'm going to play the Esper Sentinel in case they have like a spell that they need to play, and the next turn I can just go Ocelot Pride, Elegant Parlor. Like, they have to have a land here. 2 lands, in fact. Although, I guess well, if I played the Ocelot Pride, they wouldn't have been able to hit me for 2. So that's a thing, I guess. Which I didn't really consider. Do I want the planes? I don't think so. I'd rather try to find an interactive spell here for the Chocobo. Okay, mono green. Alright, this is an indication that they have something else. That's a 6, and that does a really good job of blocking. Man, I wish I kept the land. That's a Parallax Wave, so that's going to be fantastic. Once we get it down, of course. Let's play Ranger Captain of Eos. Now what do I want to get? There's Giver of Runes and Thraben Inspector are the cards that I'm looking at. I'm going to go with Giver of Runes. I feel like protection against the mono green deck is pretty good. So having that in play seems nice. Of course, what I really want to do is just play land number 4 and slam the Parallax Wave. This attack is a little bit confusing. I guess they really need a land? Just with green, there's not a whole lot of spells they can have. I suppose they could have Dismember? Okay, that is... Again, I don't think that was a great exchange. They traded Esper Sentinel for a 6. Okay. Talisman of Conviction out of nowhere. And a Tezzeret. Okay, this deck looks way different than I would have expected. First, I thought it was like a mono-green aggro deck, and now they're doing this? Okay. Well, drew the land, Parallax Wave the Chocobo. Kill Tezzeret. Things are looking good.
This loss is of no consequence.
Alright, Heritage Reclamation. Also nice. Let's exile Ranger Captain of Eos. And Ocelot Pride. Just, it'll come into play untapped, you know? Alright, well, I get a little more value here with the Ranger Captain. Still a bunch of good options. I don't think I'm actually going to need to sacrifice the Thraben. I don't know if I'm going to need the clue there. You know what? Let's go with Kythian. Feel like we're close to being able to flip this. Okay, Saz's Chocobo. Alright, what do we have here? They got 2 cards in hand. Attack, 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 attack. Ocelot Pride has first strike here, so I feel like I have a pretty good setup here regardless, right? Because if they block the Ocelot Pride, I let the first strike damage resolve, and then I can sacrifice the cat to kill the Chocobo. Now I'm going to get 2 tokens. And we'll pass. If they play a land, we'll decide what we want to do with the Chocobo. Alright. Oh, we got one. We got one. 1 and 1. Alright, opponent on the play here. We don't have any 1-drops, but I'm still going to keep this. I have Bombardment, Goblet, a Robber of the Rich, Detectives Phoenix, and Sarah Paragon. Oh, we did draw 1-drop. Nice. Alright, turn 1 Giver of Runes. Another blue-red deck. Will it be our bane? Retrofitter Foundry? Sure. No blocks. That's a Kythian, but let's just go Robber of the Rich. And let's attack. I don't really care about protecting Robber of the Rich. I feel like getting every point of damage right now is a little bit more important. Vivi, okay. Well, that's less fortunate. They have 3 cards in hand, and I don't really have a way to kill the Vivi right now. Let's attack. Okay, they did not fall for it. Note, they did not fall for it. Let's play Thraben Inspector. And I'm going to play Kythian. Like, this gives me the opportunity to potentially flip the Kythian next turn, which is pretty good. Oh, Manamorphose. Okay, they're about to pop off here. Possibly. Faithless Looting. Whoo! Okay. Vivi will always be busted. They can flash back the looting if they want. They have access to 3 mana here, potentially. It's a land, so now they have access to 5 mana, 2 cards in hand. Thundertrap Trainer, okay. This is what happens when you just don't have a well-timed removal spell. It's like, it's a delicate balance, right? Finding the interactives, like having a good mix of interaction to be able to kill your opponent's things, but also being able to have enough creatures in your deck where you don't have a handful of all interaction. So, getting that balance is always kind of tricky with the Boros deck. Yeah. Well, well, well. What do I want to do? I have Goblin Bombardment, but that's not really a great use of my mana. I have Sarah Paragon, but I can't get anything back. If I attack with everything this turn, Vivi will go in front of like Robber of the Rich, and then something gets in front of the Kythian, and then I can flip this. And what does it do? Until you're an extra target creature gains indestructible, untap that creature. I mean, but I feel like I need to get something going here, right? Okay. All right. Okay.
Your weapons won't help you win.
Target creature.
This ends now.
So Giver of Roots is indestructible here. I can block the Vivi. Prophecydetic Memory. I mean, they have a nice blue-red. I mean, it revolves entirely around the Vivi, but man, we need to find a way to kill that thing. Parallax Wave would be nice. All right, 4 mana off of the Vivi. Something big is happening. Treasure Cruise, maybe? They're delving cards. Treasure Cruise. My opponent brought like a legacy constructed deck with them. Or like the standard banned cards greatest hits. Yeah, okay. Well, unfortunate to play against this at 101. Is it will be our downfall. Whew. Soul Ring here as well. Okay. We'll let Gideon die. Blocking doesn't do much here.
How do you feel about a rematch?
Alright, so we have a Felia and a Goblin Bombardment. My opponent has 4 cards in hand with a 6/9 Vivi and a Thundertrap Trainer. This isn't going well. Guess I'll attack. Oh, I just realized something. Yeah. I should have played the land first. Or I should have played the Paragon first. because then I would have gotten a trigger here off Robber of the Rich. My game plan here is to try to win with flyers. Okay. This game plan is not going to work. Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? I've seen enough. This is an awesome collection of cards turbocharged by the Vivi. Good games. 1 and 2. I still feel like we can pull off a nice run with this deck. All right, we need some like sick mana crypt draws on the play. We haven't had any of those yet. All right, I'm going to keep this here. 3 lands. Really, really nice curve. Thraben Inspector into Felia, into Robber of the Rich, and Chain Lightning. Probably just going to pass and try to do the Felia thing with Thraben Inspector because that's so much value. Do you think they attack into the Felia? The thing is, I don't even have full control because I have this clue. Staff of the Storyteller. Yep. Yep. Okay. I mean, it's still fine. Like I still get them really good because I can just flicker the spirit token here. So let's go Robber of the Rich. I don't think I want to Chain Lightning here. Let's exile the token. We got a Generous Plunderer, which we can't play just yet. But good beats. Pass. And then here we're going to get the red-white tap land. And then we have 2 interactive spells and a pretty good board. Giver of Runes, sure. Wait. They don't want to... This is interesting. They don't want to draw the card off Staff of the Storyteller? They must have a removal... Nope. Nope, they're just... Okay. Well, they have something, obviously. I just don't know what. Probably a removal spell on the Felia would be my guess. Like a Lightning Helix would be very good. Probably the best possible card they can play here. Or, actually, the best possible card they can play here is Pyrokinesis, I suppose. But there's no reason to shock in a Sacred Foundry. And they actually have a tricky spot here, too. If they do have a Lightning Helix, or Seer, or whatever, or a Braid, the Robber of the Rich is going to draw me more cards, and I do have a Generous Plunderer, right? So, what do you actually target? They have 2 really, really good targets. Unexpectedly Absent. Oh! Yeah, that's actually really good sequencing. Detective's Phoenix. Do I just want to put that in the graveyard? Because I can always escape with it later. At the same time, playing it isn't bad, but I don't think I want to play it this turn anyway, so let's just put it in the bin. All right. Because I really do want to kill Giver of Runes. And let's play a slightly grindier game here. And then let's keep up Unexpectedly Absent. But hey, the Felia still grows, and I just made another clue. So we're not going to run out of things to do. We have the Unexpectedly Absent. Now if they have a removal spell, they're going to be pointing it at the Felia. But we have 2 clues. Hopefully we can find some action here. Land number 4 is the play from the opponent into Stoneforge Mystic. I can do something similar here with the Unexpectedly Absent, but I don't think I will. That is a Skull Clamp, okay. Fair enough. It's quite good. Are they going to clamp immediately? Oh, sure. Let's draw a card. That isn't a Johnny. Wow. Okay, and we drew Robber of the Rich. Although that one is not going to work. What do I want to do now? Let's see. I have an Ajani. I can flicker the Ajani for more value. I can exile the Skull Clamp and just attack. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. I feel like just flickering the Ajani. Although, to be fair, if I flicker the Skull Clamp, they have like pretty bad blocks. Oh, I can also flicker Stoneforge Mystic, but that seems less good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't want to do that. We hit a gut. All right, I'm going to kill the Esper Sentinel here. The reason why I'm doing that is they can't just 100% draw a card off the Skull Clamp, right? They're going to have to put it on the Mystic, and then we'll be fine, because we have just too much of a board presence here. But, I mean, they seem to have a pretty solid Boros setup here. 3 cards in hand. Parallax Wave would be really good. Fury. Pyrokinesis, cards of that nature. Flicker Wisp, also totally fine here. Probably going to just flicker the token. Oh! Okay. Sure. Do we have lethal, is the question. 2, 3, 4... If I remove 2 blockers, I should have lethal, yeah. But let's draw some cards here. Get maximum information. That is an oust. I want to... That's one I don't want to play, generally speaking. 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, no, I can! Because then I can bestow the Detective's Phoenix. That puts them to 8... Oust this. Actually, no, let's just. Oh, it's not lethal. What am I doing? I thought it was lethal. Oh, man. I need more coffee. That was horrible. Oh my god. How did I think that was lethal? I for whatever reason in my mind, I thought this Ajani had 2 power. I don't know why. I do not know why. I mean, they're still in trouble because they're at 1 life. But I do have the oust if they play some kind of like, you know, big life linker or something. And Felia is still really good. But yeah, that was a big mistake. So let's walk that back. Because I could have played oust and also bestowed the Detective's Phoenix, and I still don't think I would have had enough there just because they gained the 3 life. So, I don't know. Yeah. There were a bunch of micro decisions there. I think maybe I could have done that a little bit better. Like, just choosing what to Felia, what to get value with. But, I mean, you know, we tried our best. 2 and 2. Alright, on the play here. Gonna keep this. Double planes. But we do have this Smuggler's Copter, which can hopefully find us the red source that we need. Or we can just naturally draw a mountain off the top. That would be ideal. Just no worries, you know? You got a Spell Pierce? Now, if they kill my Esper Sentinel, I'm in big trouble. Okay, they did not, so that's good. Okay, oh, never mind. We just naturally drew the mountain. That's what we wanted. I'm not discarding anything here, I don't think. There's no 1-drop I can play. I will loot, though. And guess we'll pitch the planes. Oh, let's go! We hit a 1-drop. Oh, that's amazing. Smuggler's Copter literally just drew us a card. All right, well, fantastic, fantastic start. We are playing against another Izzet deck, though, although they introduced a 3rd color, so less scary. That is a Nadu. Very scary. 5 cards in hand. What do I do? I think I just want to hide the Nadu like as deeply as I can. So let's just do that. Right? Copter. Sure. Decline. Loot. Ooh. Oh, too bad this doesn't get discarded. Alright. I think I like Chain Lightning more than Bombardment, but I actually think it might be close. Alright, we get to draw a card. Parallax Wave. Woo! Okay. I mean, this is just us putting lots and lots of pressure on our opponent. They will be able to get something here. They got a Mox Pearl, which is great. Into Mana Vault. Oh, what the heck? Into a land. That was way more than I expected. Okay, so let's think here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we go Elspeth. Alright. What I was going to do is Elspeth, crew the copter, give everything +1/+1 in flying. So. It looked like they had some cool stuff going over there. But sometimes you just get Borosed out, you know? Alright, on the play here, nice and smooth hand. We have Plains, Kythian, Smuggler's Copter. I'm going to not fetch to thin out my deck. I'm going to save this if I can for the ability to go get an Elegant Parlor. I think there's more value in that than just removing a Plains out of our deck turn 1. Although maybe it's close. Storm Chaser's Talent. Man, we are running into a lot of those. Looks like they have like a Mox or something. Oh, Zurin Orb. Woo. Talk about unexpected. Alright, we'll play Copter. Okay. They might have Crucible of Worlds, Fast Spawn nonsense, Deceit. Can they reanimate this? What is happening here? So they're bouncing Kythian? And they missed the land drop. Okay. Let's play a Johnny.
Nothing can break our bond.
Let's attack. Loot. My hand is awesome. I don't know what to discard. I think I want to play this Kythian. I think I'm discarding this Chain Lightning. Because I think Unexpectedly Absent is just like a more versatile removal spell. And I definitely don't want to miss land drop number 4 and not be able to play the One Ring. So let's crack the Arid Mesa here for just the basic plains. Play Kythian. Allow ourselves to put maximum pressure on an opponent while still having the interactive spell plus One Ring and land number 4. Alright, there's island number 3 into brain. Why would you play the island first? Okay, well, you know, we got some questions here. But you know they're just gonna find some way to gain infinite life, and I'm just gonna be like, well, yeah, that's good. So I can crew up the Copter. Soul Guide Lantern doesn't do anything. So I guess they're just some kind of like artifact deck, maybe. But yeah, I can crew up the Copter, attack with everything. Although I guess that's less good because they'll just block the Kythian. So maybe I actually don't want to attack with the Kythian this turn. Strange as that sounds. Just because I think it's super important. Like just resolving the One Ring, I think I put a higher priority on. Yeah. Let's discard Mountain. Okay, a Johnny will flip. Let's make a cat. Let's play the One Ring. And pass. Alright, all of the islands, and they are getting back something. Getting back Brainstorm, okay? Let's draw a card. Giver of Runes, sure. Ocelot Pride. Let's play Giver of Runes. Actually, I should have drawn cards first. Okay, so that's also bad sequencing. Apologies. Okay. Goblin Bombardment is a thing. Let's crew this up. I think we just have the game here, by the way. But you know what? Let's just... Oh, I actually messed... Well, kind of messed up. It doesn't matter. They're dead. But I should have played Ocelot Pride first, then make a token, because that would have just dealt maximum damage. But this should be good.
Let fury ignite your heart.
What can I do here? Just tick it up to 2, I guess. And so they have 4 sacrifice triggers. Let me go to my end. Well, no, I don't make a token, huh? So if I sack a thing, yeah, that was actually bad because I missed out on a point of damage. If I sack a thing, they sack a land. And well, let's just do this, I guess. Like, they're not going to be able to win the game if they don't have any islands. Also, I think they're just dead. We get to Armageddon our opponent, okay? This is pretty sweet. Come on. And they're going to just die, so. So yeah, it actually was almost relevant here due to my not perfect sequencing. Look at all these triggers on the stack. What if they go Nourishing Shoal? That would be hilarious. I mean, I still have a One Ring. I still have an Ajani with a Bombardment. I have the Ranger Captain of Eos in my hand, so had plenty there to go. 4 and 2. All right. We never like to make things easy for ourselves. All right, on the play here. No red sources once again, but it's kind of the way things go. But I'm gonna keep this. I have a 1-drop into a Johnny. Actually, I'm gonna go Esper Sentinel because they led with Meticulous Archive. Just play out more things. And Thraben Inspector, I mean, drawing the card might be more important here. Orcish Bowmasters on the Sentinel. Well, that really sucks. Okay. We'll go with Johnny.
It's not perfect, but we have peace.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I guess I should have kept... Well, my thought process was if they, like, use a removal spell on this... and have to pay a mana, it's not too bad. It's just Bowmaster specifically is, like, the worst case scenario. I wanted to get... You know, I'm a Boros deck. I want to get damage in, all that good stuff. Did they find a second Bowmasters? Are you kidding me? Okay. Ooh, Felia. I guess we keep that one. Here's an interesting question. Do I just get rid of this Bowmasters? Like, bouncing it's obviously annoying. I think I'm just not going to do that. Alright, Giver of Runes. Help me out here. Now, if they have like a 2-mana counter, that would be very annoying. All right. Okay. I don't want to inty rummage shenanigans with Bowmasters in play, of course. I am also curious what I should do with this Felia. I'm just going to kill the token. I could target my Ajani, but having a 1/1 in play makes the blocks a lot more palatable for me. Okay, Bowmasters. Yep. We're, of course, going to try and save this. Black. Okay. They have 5 cards in hand. Play Inti. Play a land. Pass. Alright, of course, if they play like a sweeper or something, this is really bad. Or like a draw 7 effect, like a time twister. That would also be very bad. But there's not much we can do against that, right? Other than just like ousting a Bowmasters. Which seems kind of crazy to do in the dark. That's a Kitesail Larcenist. That will shut off the Felia, but I do have the oust that I can use on the Larcenist. This has ward 1. 4 cards in hand. Inquisition. Are you kidding? Come on. Can I play it? No. Oh, I can play it until my turn? Wait, what? Until my next end step. Wow, that's actually amazing. Okay, okay. Oh, I can use Inti. What am I saying? This exiles the top card of my library, right? So they're at 11. 3 cards in hand. Certainly attack with this. I don't think I want to make the Inti vulnerable here. All right, we hit a starting town. Okay. All right. Hey, this is still very, very annoying. Like, we just have a lot of good stuff going on here. They did hit 6 mana, though, so if they play like a time spiral, we still probably lose the game. Deceit. Okay. They couldn't play it for... That's funny. You know, the funny part here is they couldn't play it for the black, so I can give something protection here. Something from black, I guess. I don't think it matters. Okay. Let's pump this. I'm gonna pump it twice, actually, and sack this. Oh, no, that's a clue. I don't think I want to sack the... So, here's the thing. If I sack the Felia... if I draw any land, then next turn it's like a lethal attack. All right, fine. Yeah, basically any land becomes amazing here. Okay, that's a Caracas, so... Let's attack. And this also becomes a Trampler. So this has to block here. They take 9. So this becomes a 9-powered creature. So they take 6 and go to 2. And then if I attack with everything, Deceit blocks this, and then they block 2 other things. So Deceit blocks here, and then one of the Bowmasters has to block here, and the other Bowmasters blocks one of my other things. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. So this way, I don't lose to like any draw 7 shenanigans off the top. They can't kill my Ajani either. I just lose my Inti, which is fine. And all they have is a Deceit at 2 life, and I have 4 creatures in play. And I have a Caracas available to pick up my Ajani. There's this Figure of Destiny that they need to deal with. So, all right. We managed to defeat double Orcish Bowmasters in our Boros deck, which is great. And we're now 5-2. Okay. Love to see it. All right, on the play here, absolutely keeping this. 3-lander, Got both white and red sources, a Johnny, Inti, Smuggler's Copter, and the One Ring. Excellent hand. What do I play turn 2? I guess Smuggler's Copter, right? It's just the hardest to kill on their turn. And then we can run out the Ajani afterwards, for example. Mystical Tutor, uh-oh. Boros decks tend to struggle against the unfair decks. So, I consider myself fortunate that we were on the play here. By the way, have we drawn Mana Crypt yet? I don't think I've drawn it a single time. And some of the games have gone like many turns. I did put it in my deck, right? All right, so what are we hoping they get here? Like if you play this, what is it, like a Tinker? I'm not hoping they get Tinker, by the way. Okay, they just put a Booster Tutor on top. That is fine. Obviously, there is very, very high upside here, but considering that they didn't get like a Recall or a Time Walk, I'm obviously happy about that. And Booster Tutor, they got a Life Death. Okay, fair enough. Let's play Esper Sentinel here against their spell-heavy deck. Let's loot, discard Thraben Inspector, play a Johnny. This is about as nice of a start as I could have, other than having a 1-drop, of course. Next turn, I can run out the Inti and give myself multiple looks at trying to find land number 4. Of course, if I just naturally draw land number 4, then I'm probably going to look to play something like the One Ring or something. Okay, we did not, so yeah, I think I'm going to go Inti. I suppose they could play something like a Hull Breacher or something. Loot. Ooh, land is good. Think I'll discard Sarah Paragon here. Another land or something would be nice. Cool. I don't think I want to discard here. I think I am fine with... Like, I like all the resources in my hand, so let's just do this and get blown out by some kind of flash creature. Okay. Wait. Did they have a 1 blue spell in their hand? Oh, no. They wanted to Mystical Tutor. Okay. We get to draw a card. We drew Agent Bishop. So now they're going to try to, like, Entomb or something? I don't even know if they are a Reanimator deck. They just found a Life Death. I assume they are. Okay, so let's hope they don't have another black source. I'm going to play this Plains. Now, keep in mind, Life Death is the card that they have here. So they're going to take a bunch of damage off of that. And then there is a world where I just, like, Karakas the thing. Show and Tell. Artifact, creature, or land card. Do I just put Karakas in play? Ah! Darn. Okay, I can kill it with Elspeth still. I could have put the One Ring in play. That was probably better. Esper Sentinel or the 2-1. Let's just sacrifice the 2-1. I gotta discard Agent Bishop. Oh, I get to hit something? Oh, that's... Ooh! I can play the Felia? That's insane. Okay. And if they get this back, I mean... What do I want to flicker this? Exile it to one other non-land permanent. Five, 6. Let's flicker the Elspeth, I guess. Okay, give her runes we can play. Play Giver. Elspeth comes back. Because now, by resetting the Elspeth, even if they find a way to get the Archon of Cruelty back, I can kill it. Bone Shards. Elspeth down. I mean, they're just dead here. Time Twister, okay. Alright, well, they're... I mean, obviously there's like some kind of like Black Lotus combination here that gets me. Or like Dark Ritual, Black Lotus. They're gonna need a bunch of free mana to be able to pull this off, because we had a really nice aggressive start. Alright, we are climbing! Plat 2 with Big Bad Boros. Although Boros has been significantly nerfed, it's not nearly as good as it used to be. But we are 6-2, playing for back-to-back trophies. Alright, on the play here, I am going to keep. I will lead things off with the Plains. I just need to play it in the first 3 turns of the game, right? Turn 2, Robber of the Rich, into turn 3, Agent Bishop. Our opponent on Lutri, but Verdant Catacombs, so we'll see. Alright. Play Robber. We hit a Flitterwing Nuisance. What's funny, I mean, I have the starting town, so if they don't kill the Robber, this can be kind of annoying. And a Skull Clamp, okay. 5 cards, 4 cards. I mean, is it bad to just want to kill the Tamiyo? I mean, to be fair, do I care about, like, Tamiyo nonsense? Like, I know Flittering Nuisance is nice, but Agent Bishop just provides so much pressure. I think I just want to do that. Like, they can have fun with all their Skull Clamp shenanigans, because I can always just bounce the creature that... Like, I can bounce the Tamiyo if they try to clamp it. And if they want to attack me with the Tamiyo to get a clue, that's fine. But it's just like, I'm putting so much pressure on my opponent, right? Okay, they're hitting me. I have 3 interactive spells in my hand. Seer Slicer Goblin, okay. Brainstorm to flip the wow. What a turn and what an unexpected combination of cards. When they went Verdant Catacombs into Rafine's Tower, I did not expect to play against another Is It deck. Let's just put it that way. Now, I will be able to kill... Well, we'll see.
I hope you don't mind if I take notes.
Oh, did they not find a land? Okay. So, alright, so this got ticked up. Let's oust this. Let's play a land. These both get pumped up and I attack here. The question is, do I also kill the token to kill the Tamiyo? And I think the answer is yes. Alright, Monastery Mentor, and then we still get to play the Nuisance. Alright, that was good. We basically cleaned up their entire board, and they chose... Oh no, they didn't have a choice. Second from... Why did they draw it for the turn? Didn't I put it second from the top? Did I make them draw a card somehow? Oh! The Robber of the Rich activation, of course. Hey, that's fine. I mean, they might have to play like Goblin and eat it with the Clamp, but if they do that, I mean, look at my board, right? So I can actually remove +1/+1 counters off of this too, which is really funny, right? It just says remove a counter from this creature. Although I won't be able to do that. Flage, okay. Land would be great. Untap land specifically. So let's play land. Swords to Plowshares. I should play this first. Let's make some tokens. Let's keep taking cards off the top of their library. We have Ouroboros and Monastery Mentor. So they really want to kill the Robber of the Rich here if possible. But if they can't, I still have this Elspeth that they need to handle. And I have the Bombardment to give me a little bit of reach as well. So being able to play out the Bombardment next turn means they won't be able to clamp things, which is nice. But they might need to clamp anyways right now. But if they do, then I get to, of course... Let me read this again. If defending player has more cards in hand, exile the top card of their library. Don't continue to attack. Okay, so I don't get to exile another card, but even if I have less than or equal to the number of cards in their hand, as long as I attack with Robber of the Rich, I can play the Ouroboros or Monastery Mentor here. 4, 5, 6. I don't think I need to play that yet. That's insane. Are you ready for this? Hold on. I can go Monastery Mentor, Mox Emerald, and then Ouroboros. Okay. And tick this up. Sure. All right. Well, that was the best Robber of the Rich in the history of Robber of the Riches. Right? I mean, it doesn't get too much better than that. We got a Mox, a Mentor, an Ouroboros, and a Flitterwing Nuisance, and we played all of them. This is our board. Now, Omnath plus Sacrifice Land is cool. So let's see what they can do with the mana that they generate here. They can... Okay, that's... They get to gain 4. They get to deal 4 to me and my... and Planeswalkers if they wanted. They're going to hold off on that. I do not see a way for them to come back from this spot. But it's possible. Let's play a Goblin Bombardment. Let's make everything fly. Let's play our land. Ouroboros triggers. Okay. Arid Mesa. I mean, is there, like, do they have, like, Cryptic Command or something? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think they'll be able to get enough blue mana for Cryptic Command. And I'm not sure Mystic Confluence works here either. Okay. We'll see. They got 5 mana available here with Omnath. They got a sweet 5-color brew here. I mean, it's weird. It's got, like, Seer Slicer Goblin and 1-drops, but also it's doing all this stuff. Get Lost. It's just every point of damage. I don't need the map tokens. I mean, they have to be dead. Another land. Boom! There you go! Alright, what a comeback. We started out 1 and 2, by the way. I think. We were either 1 and 2 or 2 and 2. And then to rattle off a bunch of wins in a row with just really, really nice openers feels good. Now, we did get completely demolished by that awesome Izzet. We lost to 2 really, really solid Izzet decks. That library Izzet deck was really, really nice. But I did fiddle with the deck a little bit, and this is ultimately what I landed on. I actually ended up shaving a land and the 5-drop from my deck. I went down to 7 red sources because I brought in the Unexpectedly Absent. And because I only technically have 3, 4, 5, 6 red cards, I figured maybe 7 red sources I can get away with, because there's going to be a lot of instances where I'm going to want to double spell, and it's really, really important in that instance for me to have access to at least 2 white sources in play early. So by maximizing on my white sources and going up to 11 white, I thought that was decent, because I just wanted that extra. After losing to that VV, I wanted that Unexpectedly Absent in there. So minor changes. So of course I also cut the Kellen because I went down to 7 red sources, and then I added a random Lauren just to have an extra creature in play here. But all in all, rock solid deck. You know, like, did we get to Mana Crypt? We got to Mana Crypt once. I really wish we got to, you know, play like a turn 2 One Ring or something, but never got to do anything like that. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I had a good curve, I had solid interaction, and that allowed us to get things done, beat people down while people durdle and try to go over the top and do whatever insane combo things that they're looking to try to do, right? When you draft kind of a reactive deck, especially in a best of one situation, a lot of the times, if I'm a mid-range deck and I go up against like a combo deck, right? If I just draw all my removal, then I'm just going to lose. And then if I play against an aggro deck and I draw all my counter magic, then that might not be good enough as well. So especially in a best of one setting, it does feel like you want to try to lean into being a little bit more proactive. And by that, I don't mean necessarily you want to be aggressive, but what I mean is, you need to have a proactive game plan instead of just trying to rely on having the answers to everything, because that feels like it's not necessarily the best strategy for specifically a best of one setting. Now, when you're drafting best of 3 cube, you can absolutely draft a control deck. You are playing best of 3. You have access to a sideboard. You can board out your removal for relevant cards, right? And I think that makes control in best of 3 a lot better. But I do feel like in best of 1, you want to lean into something like this, which is very aggressive. Or lean into, hey, I'm trying to draft a Reanimator deck. I'm trying to Storm. I think where you don't want to be is a deck that's trying to control everything that your opponents have. And I think that just kind of leads to middling success, I will say. Right now, the metagame is pretty spread open. Before, when 50% of your opponents were drafting Boros aggro, yes, you could play control, right? You could play a deck that has a bunch of removal, and oftentimes you would be able to do fine. But I think it's a lot different now. There's just a wider variety of decks you can play. Shout out to the Arena team to correctly nerfing the Boros decks. I mean, you can still get trophies, of course. Certainly not quite as easy as it used to be. It has to be very, very open. And in this instance, it certainly was. And we are now back-to-back trophies with proactive strategies. What will we do in tomorrow's draft? Maybe we'll be a green aggro deck, green ramp deck. Maybe we'll try the black aggro deck that they're trying to push. That seems wildly unplayable to me, but maybe it's better than I give it credit for. But we'll find out in tomorrow's draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in a different way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also check out TCGplayer.com for all of your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to go purchase some booster boxes of Ninja Turtles or pre-order some boxes of Strixhaven, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are your one-stop shop for top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and much, much more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.